Hello, Shabbir. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm doing good. How are
Glad to
you?
hear that. I'm surviving, just trying to talk to help my mental stability.
Nah, it's good. Everyone should talk and get stuff off their chest.
Yeah, what's on my chest? Security. How do you feel about security?
Security in what sense? Are we talking?
When you're walking down the streets, do you feel safe? When you pull out your phone, do
Do
you
you
feel
feel
safe?
safe?
Before you sleep, when you wake up, do you feel
Mm,
safe?
I do personally, but the thing is, I live in a small town in like. I say it's in the middle of nowhere, but it's just because no one's ever heard of it. When I come to uni, it's a bit different, but because of all the rumors and stuff about Bradford and what it's like as a place, the reputation it has and stuff. But I still do feel safe in that sense. Now you mentioned phones, and phones is a big thing at the moment, like cybersecurity, but also personal information and all that stuff has become a big issue in current times. And that I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I've looked into a lot of things concerning that, and it does. And one thing that I found, obviously, do your own research and stuff. Don't just believe everything I say. If I'm wrong, call me up on it. That's fine. But as far as I'm aware, and from what I've seen, there are people who work for phone companies, and when they get a new phone, like in today's modern day and age, when they get a new phone, so like these people who work for Apple, for Samsung, all these different companies, they remove the microphone, they remove the speakers, and then they put in wired headphones and mic, and they just use that.
That
You know?
makes sense. It's like the people in tech tell you block your webcam
Yeah, exactly.
for. You see why I'm bringing up this question? Cause,
Yeah, exactly. They say if you're not using your webcam, block it. Things like that.
mm-hmm.
It's they know that it. There's all these rumors about it listens to you, it does defamation. It does. Maybe it's not as malicious as people are trying to make it out to be. Like maybe it's not as creepy or as dangerous as people is making it out to be. But at least on a commercial side, they 100% are. People have proved it to themselves time and time again. For example, all these new home electronics like Alexa, these assistants, these technological and virtual assistants.
Mm-hmm.
People have tested it with it when they turn the mic off, and you accidentally say, "Hey Alexa, can you do something for me?" It responds. It responds. Yeah, fair enough. It says, "Oh, my mic is off. I can't do that for you." But if the mic was really off, it shouldn't be able to hear you at all, and it wouldn't give a response. It'd just be off. So it still listens to you and hears what you're saying, even when you're not using it, and even when the microphone's supposedly off. Phones are the same. People have done this before as well, where they'll talk about a subject that they have no interest in for 5 minutes in front of their phone, and then they find all these personalized ads for it. It happens. It's the way that technology works now. The more they know about you, the more they can uh, make things suited towards you. I'm trying to find the right word.
I don't like using the term technology because technology is not accountable. You
That's true.
understand what I mean? So when you
That's
say
true.
technology, you're throwing it away from humanity.
That's true. It's
When
people who've made it like this, yeah.
if
It's
that
people
makes
who are
any
using
sense,
technology in this way. I'll give you that. Technology is neither good or bad, it's how you use it.
it's how it's used. If that makes any sense, yeah.
It makes complete sense. Makes complete sense. Like, controversial topic at the minute, nuclear energy. The same thing that could be used as the cleanest and most green form of energy
Yes.
and production of electricity that could literally save the planet
Mm-hmm.
is also used in atomic bombs and also used in atomic weapons and also used in nuclear warfare. And there are a lot of governments that have nuclear weapons and stuff that are hiding, that are in whatever places. I applied, well, I was going to, thankfully I didn't. I was looking for placement the past couple of years because of COVID, didn't get anything. But there was a company that was working in nuclear energy. I can't remember what they were called now. And it just, on GradCracker, it was just advertised as nuclear energy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't advertised as anything specifically, right? It was just nuclear energy, right? So I click on it thinking it's something to do with sustainability, something in that market, something in that discipline, because I'm a civil engineer, so sustainability and green energy and green power is a big thing in our sector, right? So I thought, oh, it's just green energy sector. Go on their website, first thing I see is we made the UK's most powerful and strongest nuclear missile, Trident. I left that website as soon as I saw it. I was like, nope, No.
Well, I like the name Trident. Feels like what's his name?
Poseidon.
Poseidon, you know, like
Poseidon's Trident, yeah.
Atlantis sink the
Atlantis.
freaking city. Wow, you
but
see how dangerous poetry is. Just by being quick-witted, you can just terrify a whole nation.
Yeah, exactly.
Trident.
But yeah, so like I said, big controversy there. But again, it's the same technology used in two different ways. So if you use your phone right, it can help you become so productive. Like people have said this, and it's so true. Like we save so much time with our phones without even realizing it. Like it's insane.
It's abnormal.
It's abnormal how much It's abnormal how much time we save using our phones. But then the problem is, we're not filling that with productivity. We're on Netflix. We're on the Xbox. We're on this, that, and the other. I can understand like
I disagree
chilling.
with that, but go on.
I can understand chilling and stuff like that, and not everyone's like that. I will give you that. Not everyone's like that. But then the problem is that I think like procrastination's always been an issue, regardless of what time of human history you're in. But because of things like this, it's become a lot more apparent in the current times, and it's become a lot more of a problem in current times because one thing's procrastinating when there's a deadline, like at school or university or things like that. But people, or even in a job, but people are procrastinating with their lives because there's no deadline to set up a gym membership. There's no deadline to start looking after yourself better. There's no deadline to cleaning your room or cleaning your apartment or whatever. There's no deadline for booking, booking I've forgotten the word now.
Therapy? Or
Yeah, booking therapy or things like that. There's no deadline for it.
Wouldn't death be the deadline?
Yes, it would be, but once you're dead, that's it, you're done.
Yeah, no more
There's
problem.
yeah, exactly. But it's not like, because like I said, you're dead and you're done. There's no consequences to that.
Yeah.
People see death as like the ultimate consequence.
It's not technically a consequence. It's just the
Yeah,
end
I know
of...
what you mean. It's the end of everything. But that's what I mean. People see it as the ultimate consequence. But when there's no deadline that has consequences to it afterwards, it can be hard for certain people to motivate themselves. So when you have all this spare time, because you're saving it using technology in the right way, you either end up using technology in a wasteful way, like with Netflix and all these streaming services, or gaming and stuff like that. I'm a massive nerd, so like I get into all this stuff anyway. So I'm not.
Even music.
Yeah, even music. Not bashing people who are into it, but everything needs a balance.
It's all hypnotic. You know, technology is hypnosis on all of us because human beings are not born intelligent. We're born stupid. So you bring something like technology, in air quotes, magic. Magic makes people smile, you know. And once it's more relatable, it's just picking out the things you like, then selling it back to you.
Yeah, 100%.
That makes any sense. So all the problems that are created by technology are our fault.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Back to the earlier point, technology is neither good nor evil. It's how you use it. It's how you use it.
Because anything could be technology. Toilet seats, microphone cover.
Yeah, exactly. It just depends on what era of civilization you're looking. Like you said, the flipping, like people don't realize stuff like the toilet roll was a patent. Someone patented that.
Toilet roll is technology.
It's technology.
Toothpaste is technology.
Yeah.
Soap is technology.
When they first came out, they were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! This makes our life so much easier and so much simpler, so on and so forth." Like we are with phones and all this different technology. Yeah, we see them as normal now, but then when the next model comes out and we're like, "Oh my god, this is so fast compared to the last one," we still have that. It's just that we think that because we're more technologically advanced as previous generations, we're more advanced in everything else.
No, not really.
But we're not. We're not.
With the more advancement in technology, everything becomes more narrowed down because you realize how big everything is. So you just have to find your specific niche and work your way through it. That's all I can say. Because the more you find out about something, the more you realize I don't know anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there someone there?
Yeah. Come in, it's fine.
Hi, boss.
I don't know if you're alive or not.
No, we're not live. You come and say
We'll cut it out, don't worry. It's
Camera.
fine.
Yeah, I'm going to check you're okay.
Yeah,
We are okay.
How are
We're
you,
talking
Friday?
about technology, security. Do you feel safe in this world? Are you safe with Halloween coming
No, I
up?
don't feel safe right now. You that fucking bastard.
Language, what do you mean? all house gave me this.
Yeah, and he's a weird individual.
Hey, boom, boom. He's just stop this. Weirdness is okay. Yes.
To a degree,
You're
it's,
dressed. You're dressed prepared for Halloween.
Yeah, but I still have the common human feature of a face.
exactly.
I find that offensive because we just went through a global lockdown.
Okay.
I'm wearing a mask, and you don't feel safe with
No.
me wearing a mask.
Because I can't see any facial features other than the globes of your eyes, and usually with masks, they come up to the bridge of your nose. You can still see eyebrows and eyes, which is and human nature is
with a
very
mask.
dependent on facial features.
I don't know. A mask is
So-
there for a reason. Look,
You're
my,
essentially calling me out for having evolutionary based fears.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's not very nice of you.
well, it's
No,
not
is
nice
it?
of you to tell me.
Tut, tut.
It's not nice of you to tell me you don't like how I look, because I have feelings too.
No, you look fine. It's just the mask that you're wearing.
Yeah, but you insulting the mask affects me. Yeah,
No.
I feel offended.
I feel like that's something you need to work through.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
That sounds
still-
like a
I'm-
good
look-
problem.
You're placing an heightened sense of self-importance on the mask.
No,
rather
it's
than
not. It's
yourself.
not self-importance.
Bars.
It's, I have something. You don't like it. It's like I could say we're in a very peaceful place. I could say the truth about everyone, but people are watching. So
I'm
I'll
not, saying,
keep
I'm
quiet.
not saying I hate your mask. I'm saying that it makes me feel personally uncomfortable.
Well, I
And
can't.
you're not allowed to take offence to how I feel because that's invalidating my feelings.
Yeah, you can't control how other people feel about your situation.
Yeah.
This is why people
You
lie.
can't control
you know.
it.
You know, this is why people lie.
Anyway, I've got a
Okay.
meeting. I just want to check if you're okay. Bye.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Bye.
But on that subject, we were
This is
talking.
why people lie. I can't tell people the truth. I can't. Don't tell anyone the truth. Lie to them. That's what they need. Lies. Puts a smile on their face. Because the truth is hurtful. Ow. Go on.
Ignore what he just said. We need to honestly though, that I'm sick and tired of that notion. I completely understand that truth hurts, but the problem is that people are so used to covering stuff up with lies, they don't know how to tell people the truth anymore.
That's what the government does.
No, they don't. They just right.
Okay,
Here's
different
the thing.
governments.
Here's the thing. When people are brutally honest, 90% of the time, and this is something I've experienced, they focus so much on the brutal part and very little on the truth part. I'm sick and tired of this whole
Give an example.
mindset of when people are in the right, like their point's right, what they say makes sense and they are right, they feel like they can say it in whatever way they want and use whatever hurtful or disrespectful language they want because, well, I'm right, my point's right, so I should be able to convey it any way I want. And that's the problem with...
I don't think that's a problem. Why? Because you can't expect someone to come with you perfectly. You don't know what education is like. Someone comes to you, you just take them as they are now. You've not referenced their past. You don't know what they've gone through. And
That's
all
true.
of that matters to who they are today. So however they are and however they reflect is what they've gone through in life. So if I meet someone, I have to come with forgiveness. One, I don't know you.
That's true.
Two, I don't owe anything. Three, I could just leave you. But four, we are humanity. World tries to divide us, whether you're white, black, English, we're all humans. Because I told someone, what's the most important thing in our relationship? People say conversation. I'm like, no, blood type. If you need blood transfusion, there are only specific people who can give you blood. So some people are more important than other people. Because I know blood type A, blood type B, blood type AB, and blood type O. O is not perfect, but it's good. And there's more value of O over A and B. And AB, because O can give blood to.
Anyone. Man.
And people get offended. Why am I A?
Genetics, man, what can we say?
Bigger than us. Biology, nature.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to my
Prohibition.
earlier point on procrastination. Let's go back on track. Back to my earlier point on procrastination. Like I said, when there's no consequences to you not meeting a deadline, you just keep on pushing it back. And people joke about procrastination and stuff, and that's cool. But then, are you doing it to make yourself feel better? That it's just a little thing, I can joke about it.
No, procrastination,
Or
in my point, people are usually going through other things
that's true. I'll give you
that
that.
no one considers. Because like I said, it's just now in the moment. You've ignored everything else, and that's how people. And
Thing is,
From that, people come disingenuous. Because I'm smiling, I'm in a meeting, but I had a car crash, my wife is in hospital, my children had... You can't expect me to be 100% because the things that matter to me more are bugging me. But you want me to be with this mask on. Mask is here for a reason. I don't trust the world. And for her to say that she trusts the world, and that's not me realizing. I can't trust people because they trust the world.
Thing is, I speak from the point of view of someone who's in that state where every time I try to plan something, I end up procrastinating through it instead of doing it. And these are things that are going to help me and help me feel better as well, which is the problem. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand your point of view. That other shit is going on, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on in my life, but the thing is, these things are going to help me to a degree. And yet I'm not doing them. I keep on procrastinating on them. Do you get me? Because there's no deadline for it. There's no deadline for it. Who said there's a deadline for going to get therapy? Very few people. Depends on how bad your mental state is, 100%. But if you're a normal person going through everyday life depression and everyday life anxiety and everyday life shit, there's no deadline for that.
Well, I believe that there's always a deadline. Internally, you will know. The person individually would know. If you have a problem and it's bugging you, there is a deadline in your mind. You're just pushing it back.
Exactly, that's the problem.
For example, I have like atopic dermatitis. I have skin rash. I got the vaccine. My body's been itching me, like itchy and scratchy. And it's subsided. It's come back. And it's driving me crazy. But I'm having conversations with people, and I'm on a Zoom call. I take off the video, and I'm itching for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Why? Because my body loves to kill me. So what do I do there? I have to try and fight the self-sabotage of my body to be okay. But that affects me mentally, if that makes any sense. All these things, I don't think there are answers and solutions to them. They're just equations. If that makes any sense. They may not help you, but it is what it is.
They're not your solution, they're a type of solution.
Yeah, type of solution, yeah, because...
Not everything doesn't work for everyone. So
Go on.
Everything doesn't work for everyone. Certain things will work for you that don't work for other people, and that's a big problem we don't realise. Like back to the first point with technology, some people technology ruins their lives, some people it makes it amazing, some people it don't affect. Like I've got a phone that I legitimately just use as a phone. It's a touchscreen phone, I can get whatever apps I want on it, I can do whatever social media, whatever, all that stuff I can. But I use it as a phone, and because of that, people are like amazed at how long my phone battery lasts. But the thing is, the phone battery was made with someone who uses their phone for everything in mind. I just use it as a phone, so my phone lasts me 2 days on a single charge, at least, very easily.
2 days? That's impressive. My phone is not that outstanding.
And then what I found out the other day is that the newest phones that are coming out, because my friend has one, he goes, your phone's got the same battery size as mine. So even if you were using it like a normal person, it was made to last. Because with the newest phones, that battery's going to get used and you're going to have to charge it every day. But on yours, it's not that high intensity of a phone. So a normal person would probably be able to get a day and a half out of it from normal use, like with social media, with everything.
But that's the issue. That's the issue. Social media. There's no control on social media.
Oh no.
Because
that's the social dilemma, isn't that? And the Netflix thing they've done. People have gone crazy over that. People have like, I'm throwing my phone away. I'm not going anywhere near technology ever again because of that. Because it's the ugly truth behind it all.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's like when you look at something, was it really good for us?
Yeah,
when you look at something, you can't really assess until
Social
time
media,
has
man.
passed. And usually you realize this when everything's fallen into damnation. When it's already too late. You say, oh, no, it's not good, but...
Like, look at the current generation of kids that are coming into schools and stuff. I could completely understand the whole... one of our teachers said it, and I completely agree with this, is that everyone has their own personalities and their own likes and dislikes, right? So growing up, you will obviously stay within a group of people who are similar to you, because that's how you make friends, yeah? That's not being prejudiced or whatever, that's how you make mates, right? So you'll be surrounded by similar personalities, maybe not the same, but similar personalities, similar whatever. So you'll grow up in that group, yeah? So even at school, like, I was a good kid at school, yeah? I would always, to a degree, you know what I mean?
was.
I still am, calm down.
I'm watching your words, not mine. So don't laugh.
But I'm not a kid anymore, am I?
Well, I don't believe people grow up. I just believe people act grown.
Okay,
That
calm.
makes
I'll give you that.
sense. Yeah.
But, yeah. But the thing is, I say it was because I'm not in school anymore. I know I'm in university, but I'm not in
No, you're in higher education. I get what you
in
mean.
higher education now. So back when I was in school, I was good, and I used to be with the good kids, and I was a nerd, so I used to be with the nerds and stuff.
Explain good kids.
Good kids, just the kids who behaved.
Or they don't find trouble.
Yeah, they don't find trouble. Yeah, they don't find trouble. Yeah. So so as we got older, we were like, oh my god, all these newer kids who are coming in are really bad. And one of our teachers just said it to us, and she was right. She was like, the thing is though, is that you stay in your same group of friends throughout school. So in your year group, you'll only really know, like if you're a good kid, you'll only know the good kids. But when you look at other year groups and other classes, you see them as a whole. So you see the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
But because you're used to the good, you're like, oh my god, they're so bad, because you're not used to how bad kids can be. But nowadays, so many kids have, and this is another thing with, technology being either good or bad, people have relied too much on technology to raise their kids. And it shows a lot.
Do they have a choice?
You have a choice. You have a choice, yes. Obviously, there's ways of using it that enrich a child's life. Like, the way it's used in education is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, the way it's used in education is very good. Works really well. But, like, then when you come home and they're watching Netflix series after Netflix series, or they're just watching all these YouTube videos and stuff like that, they're going to go down that rabbit hole if you don't control it and you don't monitor them. And that's how all these kids at 11 and 12 are so... they don't have respect for teachers, they don't have respect for this, because they wanted to be like all these people they've seen online, which is fine. It's a viable career now in today's modern landscape.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't understand the graft behind it at all. Like, let's take KSI, yeah? JJ, Olajide William Olatunji, I can't remember what his full name is, yeah? He is probably one of the most successful YouTubers in the world. He's definitely the most successful here in UK. Yeah? He's launched his own music career now, he's doing amazing, right? He talks about his grind so much.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about his grind so much. Yeah, and how hard it was. He's from a generation of YouTubers where you didn't get paid for it. He did it as a hobby, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Once he found out he could get paid for it, which was years. He even said it, he goes, it was quite a while after people started monetizing their videos and started earning money from it, yeah? He was still doing it as a hobby because he had no idea. He goes, from then onwards, he started making money from it, so on and so forth. But he goes, the grind is real. He goes, nothing comes easy. You have to work for it, and you have to work hard. He goes, don't look at us and think it's easy, because... He goes, the reason we can mess about now and make money is because of how much we worked. He goes, the reason we can mess about and do whatever we want now is because of how much we worked. And you think we can do whatever we want.
But you can't.
You can't. Actually look at our videos and see how... family friendly and stuff they actually are. Yeah, maybe we aren't as people because we curse a bit because of the jokes we make, but look at the activities we actually do, and look how 9 times out of 10, if we're making jokes at people, it's us within the group.
Mm-hmm.
And even if we get people from outside the group, like for example, they did real life Tinder, right? Real life Tinder, and they made it very clear to fans that basically in one of those videos there was a girl who came in, and she wasn't from the video you would assume she wasn't too bright, right? All that happened was that one of the lads used a pickup line on her and she didn't get it. That was literally it. Yeah, that was it. She got so much abuse on Instagram from like salty fans and stuff. She had to turn off her comments because she just got too much, right? She had to turn off her comments on all her social media. The guy Josh, who's in charge of the Sidemen and those group videos, he's Zerker on YouTube, I think. He made a comment about it because people basically told him about it, because he's the main man in charge of like the finance for the Sidemen, their video ideas, stuff like that. And he got really annoyed and he just said it straight. He goes, a couple of things. Number one, all the women in these videos are briefed beforehand about what's going on. We make sure they're comfortable, we make sure they consent to it, we make sure they're okay. If they do not like it, they do not have to participate and they leave. Number two, they are allowed to say as much shit back to us as they want, yeah? Because at the end of the day...
That sounds dodgy.
No. If you watch the videos...
Do you know why I say it sounds dodgy?
Why?
Because you can't allow anyone to say what they want.
You know, right? Okay. Within
That's why I
context,
just yeah.
He goes, but he went on to say.
As long as it's appropriate.
Yeah. He goes. He went on to say that because whatever we give to them, they're allowed to dish back full.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever we give, they can say back. Yeah. It's not a one-way thing. Yeah. We're not just going to take the mick out of them and they have to stand there and take it. They can say whatever they want back to us. You know, they can be harsh in their rejections if they want, because at the end of the day, they're helping us make content for you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're having a go at them, you're basically having a go at us because this was our idea.
Yeah.
And finally, it's a flipping video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it stays within the context of that video.
Mm-hmm.
We do not go outside. He goes, we have disclaimers at the start of every single Tinder video we do, saying you don't talk to women like this in public, you don't use these pickup lines, so on and so forth. All the women in this have agreed and consented to what's happening. Because you don't take that. If you take that out of the context of that video, you're a horrible person. Because everyone in that video has agreed to it and is okay with it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And then you're going, like, if you went up to, even if let's say you saw one of the girls on the street and you just said something, you said a pickup line from the thing. Let's say they say yes to a guy, right? And due to the pickup line they said, even if you went up to him and said that, because that's still wrong. He goes, you've taken the context out of the video. I don't care if it was a good thing, but you've taken the context out of that video. And that's the message I'm trying to get across. That these kids, they take what they see in these videos and they take it out of context. And then they take it to real life in school. There was a guy who works at Takeaway down the road and I got chatting to him. And he said he spoke to one of his old school teachers. And he said, what you need to understand is that... firstly, the conversation started with do you remember Flappy Bird? We were talking about technology, and he was like, the first global craze I can remember was Flappy Bird. Like that was probably the first one of that level. After that, there were more.
Temple Run,
yeah. But he goes, Flappy Bird. I remember that blew up everywhere. You know, people on YouTube were playing it. People on social media were posting. You know. That was insane. Like, they had to shut the game down and stuff because people got so obsessed with it. He goes, that was amazing, right? And we were talking about that, and he goes that I was talking to some of my old school teachers, and he goes, and I was talking to him about the current generation of kids, and he was going, listen, the thing is that in each year group, there's always going to be naughty kids, right? But he goes, your generation, right? And we're like in our 20s yet. We're not that far back. He goes, your generation, you still had a decent level of respect. Yeah, there was naughty kids in your year, but there'd be the odd one or two that didn't care about anyone, who didn't respect him, blah, 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 blah. There wasn't a full cohort of students who didn't care, who didn't have respect, who didn't, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, there were so many of you who acted like hard, this, that, and the other. As soon as we called your parents, you'd shut up. That's a kind of respect. That is a kind of respect, whether people like it or not. That's not harsh parenting or that, or how bad are their parents to their kids or they get scared. That's a type of respect. They have enough respect for their parents that they're like, no, don't bring them down here.
I understand. Wow,
but he goes that this current generation, they don't have that. He goes, they're coming in at 11, 12 years old, they're swearing at staff, they're swearing at each other, making obscene jokes, saying, he goes, some of these young kids are saying such disgusting things to female members of staff and stuff, or older female students. And he goes, this generation of kids, they've been raised by YouTube and by social media. They've not been raised by their parents. Their parents, he goes, obviously it's not everyone, but you get that the general mass has taken more from social media and YouTube than they've taken from their parents.
Okay, thank you, Shabbir. I think we need to end it now.
That's fine.
Because it started from privacy, we want to raising kids in this generation, but I like how it's but then it still goes back to privacy. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
What's going on? Like, you come to me like this. What's going on when you're in your safe house, in your home, and you come out like this? Like you said, with all these curse words, you're pushing people back. But such is life. You need opposition before you can move forward.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So thank you for listening to Shabbir and his wisdom.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh, my legs.
Come out, speak out with Shabbir.
Peace, man.